Hey there, comic book fans. I'm John Anderson. I just watched episode 15 of Arrow, and it was pretty good. Keep in mind, I'm going to be going through key plot points from the episode, so if you haven't seen it yet, here is your spoiler warning. And there it goes. Now, as the promos confirmed last week, we have Damien Darhk approaching Felicity and Oliver, and he tells them that he has Oliver's son William, and he will release him if Oliver drops out of the mayor campaign. And this is obviously a shock to Felicity because it's the first time she's hearing of it, and Oliver tries to explain the situation. And as you can imagine, that kind of leads into the events that occur at the end of the episode. Now, as a concerned mother would, you have Samantha coming to Star City and telling Oliver that their son's been taken, and she's really concerned because nobody seems to know where he is. He tells her that he's working on it, he's doing everything that he can, and she doesn't believe that that's enough. So to give her a little more security and feel better about their situation, he tells her that he's the Green Arrow, and she goes to the Arrow Cave and gets to meet the whole gang and has a nice conversation with Felicity saying like, hey, I know I gave Oliver this ultimatum not to tell anybody, and I'm sorry about that. That was my fault for him to keep that from you. Don't blame him for that. And thus the team tries to formulate a plan to get William back, and Oliver decides, it's time to fight magic with magic, because in the past it's been very formulaic because the team would go and fight the ghost henchmen, they take them all out, they would get to Damien would use magic and he would defeat them. And it's been kind of boring throughout the season because we've seen that so many times. So it's nice to see that they're thinking outside the box a little bit. So Oliver reaches out to his friend Mira, also known as Vixen, who has this amulet that allows her to channel different spirits of different animals, and they're gonna use her to kind of even the playing field in a battle with Darhk. And though they're not able to defeat Damien, it gives them a little bit more of an edge and makes the battle a little more interesting than it has been in the past. As a result of their battle, Damien Darhk ups the time to when Oliver can resign, and thus Oliver is forced to giving the power to Damien Darhk's wife. So Oliver and the rest of the team are concerned that Damien will keep his promise on returning William because he's been doubtful in his promises in the past. So they come up with a contingency plan to fight Damien one last time. And they do some research on his magic, and Vixen speculates that he has something similar to our amulet that gives him his power, and thanks to information from Captain Lance, he kind of speculates that's the stone that he keeps in his cabinet in his lair that he's noticed when he was working with him. So when they confront him again, Vixen takes the stone away and tries to distance herself, hoping that will stop his power. But unfortunately that doesn't, and the team looks like they're going to be defeated, but Vixen is able to destroy the stone, and that finally alleviates his power and they're able to defeat him. Now, based on the events that just happened, Oliver decides that it's best to keep his son isolated from all the superhero business and let him have a normal childhood, and maybe they can reconnect when he's grown up. So as Oliver's writing this letter, Felicity approaches him, finally having time to talk to him. Because of all the events that have happening, they haven't had time to talk. And Felicity drops a bombshell. I'm breaking off this engagement because despite the fact that Samantha gave you this ultimatum and it was her fault, if there's any person on the planet that you should have told, it should have been her. And that's why she can't marry him. And to our surprise, she literally gets up and walks out, showing us that she's decided to take this tech that Curtis introduced to us last episode to make her walk again. And this is a big deal because she has yet to discuss this fully with Oliver, and given the fact that this tech may have some side effects, may lead to some problems in the rest of the season. So that's my thoughts on episode 15. If you guys like this video, be sure to share and subscribe. Follow me on Facebook at John Ryan Anderson, or on Instagram at The Comic Look, or on Twitter at The Comic Look also. And remember guys, comics do deserve a second look.